What's up, everybody? It's Brice Butler. I got Shannon Sharpe, Uncle Shay, Club Shay, Nightcap in the building. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. It's great to be back in the city again. I'm so excited for Vegas to get an opportunity to host the Super Bowl, and everybody is buzzing. You know what Vegas is like on the weekend, so in any big event. But now when you add your 10x it and by bringing the Super Bowl and probably additional million people in, it's going to be crazy. But I'm super excited for the city of Las Vegas and the NFL because the NFL puts on an extravaganza like nobody else. It's the biggest sporting event in North America, and they do a great job, and it gets bigger and better every year.
Yeah. So Shannon, let's hop over to you real quick. Let's get off the Super Bowl for a second, okay? You've been killing it all over social media, doing your thing. Let's talk about Katt Williams for a minute. How has everything changed for you, elevated, whatever, since Katt Williams came to Club Shay?
Well, he definitely told me he was going to put me in a different stratosphere, and it has. We're at over 57 million views. There haven't been a whole lot of interviews, sit-down conversations that's hit that number. Yeah. And so for my team, Club Shay, the volume, CJ, my producer, and everybody behind the scenes, for us to reach that magic number. But for me, my job is easy, and I think a lot of mistakes that people make that have platforms, they want to hear their own voice. Yeah. When a guest comes on my platform, obviously the viewing audience and the listening audience, they want to hear that guest. Right. So I let the guest talk. I don't try to push them in any particular way. I don't try to coax them, and we're having a conversation. Right. And what I tell my listener, what I tell the viewing listener or the viewing audience or the listener is that, look, if you want a 60 Minutes interview, 60 Minutes is still on. Yeah. I'll watch 60 Minutes. If you want Dateline, you want 48 Hours, those platforms are available. But if you want to have someone, if you want to listen to an interview or conversation where someone is expressing things that you probably never heard about that person, well, this is the place that you come to. So Katt was unbelievable. I still remain in contact with Katt. He's probably one of the few guests that I still, obviously Earthquake's been on, and I still talk to Earthquake. Yep. Steve Harvey's been on, and I occasionally talk to Steve or shoot him a text message. Yep. But Katt definitely put Club Shay in a different space. And since that happened, there have been so many people that have reached out wanting to come on. So I really appreciate what he's been able to do, and hopefully it's been reciprocated by having sold out shows. I see they've added a couple of tour dates, but Katt has been unbelievable. He's an unbelievable guy, and I really appreciate his time and opportunity. But I had been working on Katt for almost a year. Okay. I reached out to him at the end of 2022, and it wasn't until the end of 23 that we were able to make it happen. Okay. And I'm glad we were able to make YouTube and digital history.
I think we all, because man, that is so explosive. I'm sure it seemed like half the stuff he was saying while you were sitting there had to have your stomach dropping. Like, come on, Katt. Like,
well, look, I'm not in that world. Yeah. I'm not in that space. So a lot of what I'm hearing is for the very first time. Okay. And so I'm sure some of what he was saying to the audience, they were hearing for the very first time. And I think it was so. I think. It was a lot about what he was saying, but it's also about who he was saying it about. Yes. So a lot of these people, they're big A-list names. A lot of these people in television and in radio, and they dominate their world, their space. And to have him say that, I'm sure it caught a lot of people off guard. But my job is not to say, well, Katt, that's a lie, or Katt, this is that. This is your opportunity, because sometimes some of the guys, like I had Dinner Trainer on, I had Steve Harvey on, I had Ricky Smiley on. So some of the guys, some of the things that he was saying, he was refuting what they were saying. Yes. And so it's not my job to determine who's lying or who's telling the truth. I have an audience that listens. I have an audience that watch through YouTube, or audience that listen through Spotify and Apple. So I'll let you determine. I'll let you decide who you want to believe, and then I move on to the next.
Before we get into football, it was just in that you and your guy, Stephen A. Smith, are going to be coaching a basketball game next week. What can we expect to see next week with you guys coaching?
You can expect my team to win. That's all I care about. I care about the win. Look, I want the members, the team members, to have a good time. Yeah. But there's nothing, you have no better time than when you win. Yeah. And so that's going to be my message to the team. Look, I want everybody to have a good time. I wish everybody can score 40 points, but we're going to feed the hot man. Right. So whoever has it going, hey, yeah, man, we're going to have somebody about to have a Luka or a Joel Embiid moment, about to have a 70-piece, because whoever's hot, They gonna get the ball. We gonna run back picks. We gonna run pin downs. We gonna run flares. We gonna do everything we possibly can. We gonna do 4 out. We gonna do everything we can to make sure that person keeps it going, and we win the game.
Okay. All right, Hall of Fame tight end right here to my left, Travis Kelce. Do you say he goes down as one of the top when he's done?
Well, right now for me, he's the GOAT. I mean, you base it on what he's been able to do, the longevity that in which he's enjoyed. He has the most playoff catches. He and Patrick has the most touchdowns between the duo. And you look at the consistency, the 1,000-yard games, the year in and year out, the consistency. It's just hard for me to say somebody has done it as good, as long as Trav. So for me, and that's no knock on any of the other greats. Obviously, we know what Gronk has done. He's a 4-time Super Bowl champ. He's a multiple-time All-Pro, big time in the playoff game. But Travis Kelce can match him stat for stat, number for number, yard for yard. So for my money, it's Trav. I got Trav 1 and Gronk 2.
Okay. Hey, talk to us about your game day ad that you shot with Oikos featuring Martin Lawrence.
That is amazing. When Oikos reached out to me and asked me would I be interested, obviously I was interested because I understand a company of this magnitude, they could have their pick of celebs, athletes, ex-athletes, current athletes, entertainers, and for them to choose me, I was humbled and I was honored. But then they told me who I was going to be paired with. I mean, we talked about Martin Lawrence, one of the great stand-ups of his generation, of any generation. We know the Martin sitcom, and we know he's an A-list celeb as far as Hollywood. And so for me to get an opportunity to have a big game spot, to say the least, that was, absolutely, I'm going to do that. But to get an opportunity to see up close, to see greatness, and greatness comes in many forms, and a lot of times we just think of greatness when it comes to sports. But I believe greatness is greatness no matter what the profession, no matter what the field. And an opportunity to see Martin up close in the Oikos spot, it was amazing to see how he's just like so chill. And then when they say action, he can just turn it on at the blink of an eye. And I've done work with Oikos before. And for them with the Oikos Pro and the Oikos 000, and now with the HBCUs. We all already understand the HBCUs are underfunded, under-resourced, and for them to go back and try to make sure that they're not left behind as far as providing quality nutrition and health. And for me personally, because I shoot 10 shows a week between Nightcap, Club Shay, and First Take on ESPN, I shoot about 10 shows a week. And so when I have an opportunity, because I don't get an opportunity to sit down and eat a full meal. So I need something that's jam-packed with protein. Obviously, being an ex-athlete, being a dad, being 55 on top of that. So I need as much quality protein as I can get. And so I am so glad that Oikos asked me to be a part of this spot, to have this spot in the big game and team up with Martin, and the fact that they're really giving back to HBCUs to make sure they have quality nutrition is something near and dear to my heart.
That's huge. Well, Shannon, man, we got Shannon, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame media doing everything big, still swole, still got stick knives in his body. We'll talk to y'all later, man. I appreciate you, Shannon.
Thanks for having me on, bro.
Yes, sir.